Joan.
Hi, Diane.
It's nice to be with you again.
Good to see you too.
So we've delayed our meetings because you've had some back issues, and I'm wondering how you're feeling now.
Well, this is actually what I wanted to talk about, which goes into deeper things, which always happens. I'm feeling better. The back issues sent me into a state of confusion and doubt and issues about listening to my own body, which talks to me all the time, or not listening to my body. This back issue started, I guess, 3 weeks ago. I've never had anything go on this long in this kind of situation. And at first I couldn't think of why, because I didn't do anything different, didn't eat anything different. Then of course I began telling myself, well, you're falling apart, all those negative things, until Gabrielle said to me, did you mention it to doctor? I said, no, I didn't. She said, I think it's connected with all the things you've been doing to detoxify and heal your body. So I mentioned it to doctor, and he said, oh, I have just the thing for you. And I came home and I took it, and 2 days later I was in double agony. So I stopped taking that, but I continued to take all the other remedies he gave me, and nothing seemed to get better. So then I was a bad girl, a poor patient. I stopped all the medications, all the supplements, all the everything, and went back to the tried and true bed rest, heat, extra magnesium, and kind of toughed it out. I did call the doctor's office and told them I wasn't taking anything. And they said, okay, well, it's your choice. Sometimes people react differently to all these supplements. And I'm thinking, differently? I never felt so bad in my life. What am I doing to myself? So then I began to question my trust in the doctor, in my own body, in my own sense. Was I overdoing it to reach this unattainable goal of being pain-free and full of energy? And these thoughts kept going around and around. And then I said, well, what was the reason you went to him in the first place? He told me I had a heart arrhythmia. But nobody else ever told me that. I've had lots of tests. So then I'm thinking, is he lying? What's going on? So I've been through the ringer, trying to figure out what my body's trying to tell me. Who do you trust? I don't trust doctors anyway, and this guy I thought I trusted, and now it's like I'm back in the same situation where I don't know if I can really... Do I just dismiss everybody and say, okay, heal thyself? I'm much better, but I'm not 100%. I'm not back where I was. So that's the short version.
Yeah. So what would be most helpful, given the state you're in, over the next half an hour as we partner together?
I think to help me clarify what direction I want to go in. And the bottom line is I have to be able to trust my own body and my own self again. I feel like I betrayed myself. I went along with a program that maybe was too rough for me. And yet to be able to see myself as a strong person, even though right now, not feeling it. Not feeling it. I kind of feel like this thought just came, in this attempt to detoxify, I think my body felt it as an assault and put up with it for 2 months. and then just reached a point where it just said no more. The straw that broke the camel's back.
Mm.
Hmm. And how to proceed from here, that would be helpful. I see the doctor next week, and my thought now is, well, to have him check again and see if, he still hears this arrhythmia, which in my research I found is connected with low calcium. And the blood calcium levels I took at the beginning were low, and I'm thinking maybe the detox took it all away. Because I've had constant, like, spasms in my back.
Mm.
I did stand up for myself, though. I told them that I hadn't opened a lot of the supplements and I wanted my money back. And they gave it to me.
And how was that?
That was great. I felt like I was taking back, the control. And plus, it saved me money,
Yeah.
It's very expensive.
Yeah.
And then I feel like, oh, you spent all this money, and you shouldn't have spent the money, and did it really hurt you, or did it help you? I don't know. I mean, because I'm not taking more tests to see if it helped me. I'm done with tests.
So what I've heard you say is clarify direction, trust my own body and my own self,
Yeah.
and you also want to know how to proceed from here.
Yeah.
So are all those things up for you right now? And if so, what is there an image that would represent all those things for you?
Well, I just see myself walking in nature without pain. That's what I see. Oh, I should also tell you, I threw away my orthotics because I was getting really bad messages from my feet about them. And I got new shoes with new orthotics, and I feel much better. Because I'm at the point now, I'm getting rid of the supplements, I'm getting rid of the orthotics, I'm just, so that was one positive thing I did, besides getting my money back.
So if at the end of our time together, you feel like you can walk more freely in nature without pain, what would the value be to your life?
Well, right now I feel very restricted, so it would give me more freedom and a sense of strength and wholeness, and not living under this fear of, because I did ask him, should I go to a cardiologist? Immediately I go to pacemaker, and then I'm getting a no on that. And he said no, he would check it, and I didn't need to go to a cardiologist. So I want to get out from under that fear. Operating out of fear never helps.
And if you were out from under that fear, what would replace that fear?
Well, a sense of trust in my own body, because I don't feel symptomatic.
So at the end of the half an hour, if you were feeling this freedom, strength, and wholeness that you want to move towards, and this sense of trust in your own body, how will you know you've progressed towards that?
Well, I think my heart would feel stronger, and I could accept that I have to go about things slowly, with giving myself proper rest, and maybe not being so insistent that I have this, unbounded energy and unbounded sense that, well, I have to do my 5 classes a week. I mean, I haven't done any classes in 3 weeks. I'm falling apart. Of, well, maybe I only have, the energy to do 1 class right now, if that, and it's okay. A feeling that it's okay, and that I'm not deteriorating as we speak.
Okay, so I just want to clarify back so that I'm real clear what we're working on over this bit of time.
Okay.
And the thing that, so you said clarify direction, trust own body and self, know how to proceed from here. You wanted to feel like you're walking in nature without pain. That was the image that you came up with a sense of freedom and strength and wholeness. The value would be you could trust in your own body, so that showed up again. And you would know it because your heart would feel stronger. You would be accepting that it's okay to rest and slow down. So what are you feeling right now, Joan?
Sadness. Because to me, I think when I consider slowing down, it's almost like giving up. Because I had to struggle so hard with my body over these past years. And every time I felt like giving up, I would just, give myself the old pep talk. You've got to go to your physical therapy 5 days a week. That's what they said you got to do. No matter how you feel, no matter what the weather is, you've got to do it. Because what's the alternative is you'll never progress. You'll just deteriorate. And that's been that bar that I've held myself to.
And what's the reality?
I find it very hard to look back and see the progress that I've made from somebody who had to learn to walk again, and all the different parts of the body that weren't functioning so well it's really done a good job.
Yes. So I see you patting your hands, and I'm patting my hands, and I'm wondering what that's communicating to us.
That you're okay. You did good, body.
And where is that in your body? That sense of you're okay, you did good.
It's on my shoulders, and I've had a lot of trouble with this shoulder, and I can do this now without pain. Yeah, look at that. I was only able to get up to here. Now, was that due to some of the stuff the doctor gave me for inflammation, arthritis? Could be. Could be also due to my friend who gives me medical massage, but I think, yeah, it's very possible. Did good. Still working though, to keep it back. I don't give the body any credit. I motivate it by kind of feeding it. You can do it, you can do it. Go. What do you think? You gonna be lazy? No, don't do it.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, did your body teach you anything about that?
Or you can push me just so far, and then I just lock up on you. And that's the way it is. That the mind isn't in control. They work together.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always operated on, you think you can, you can.
Yeah. So how should we proceed with you moving towards having more trust in your own body?
Well, for one thing, giving myself permission to lay down in the middle of the day and put my legs up the wall when my body says it's starting to be too much, and that that's not a terrible thing, and it doesn't mean I'm going to end up in a wheelchair. Because I've been in a state of panic about this heart issue that I mean, maybe it's very, very subtle, because I've had every test known to man in a good hospital. Or maybe it's a precursor of something, but when I said to him, well, what else can I do? He said, deep breathing. Well, I do that. So I guess I am in visualization, the other thing. And that's what I've been doing. I guess just trust and give over to the body that concern.
What have you been visualizing?
Okay. What he said, which I don't do, you visualize the lungs, and then you take the breath, and the lungs pushes it up into the heart, and then the heart pushes that up into the brain, and then you hold your breath, and all the blood is going up there, and then after you hold your breath, you bring it down, down, down. Well, that doesn't work for me, because I get so dizzy, I'm ready to keel over. So I visualize myself outside in the morning, greeting the sun, and just breathing in the healing rays of the sun that goes to every cell in my body until they're all dancing around. I don't hold my breath, I just and exhale. That's what I do.
Are you feeling that right now?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
And so from this place, who do you need to be to give yourself permission for it to be okay for you to do what your body wants you to do? Rest, go more slowly.
It's almost like I have to be a mother to my body and to treat it like it's my child rather than, this Simon LeGree out there, you can do it, beating my body to be more like a mother.
And what would a mother do?
Oh, a mother would nurture and constantly praise and encourage and love, the child, the body, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And I've given up the wretched food that he wants me to eat, all these spices. And my body is like, oh my God, here it comes. And I'm like, just, it's good for you, it's good for you. But not so much.
Yeah, so my experience of you, Joan, is that you're very nurturing and loving towards other people.
Mm.
And so what would be the bridge to bring that to yourself?
It's almost like treating myself as if I was another person that I care about until it becomes more automatic, so to speak. Yeah. Or even the way I treated my cats when I had cats. I could be my own cat.
So treating yourself as if you're your cats or another person,
Mm-hmm.
how might you proceed with that?
Much more gently than I've been doing. I mean, I feel like I've gone to that's it, I've gone to the extreme. And my body doesn't do extremes. It might have at one point, but not these days. To bring it more back into flow and alignment rather than force and effort and kind of like mean coach in a baseball or football sense, you can do it, kind of thing.
Right. So flow and alignment coming from the mother,
Yeah.
what is the doing in that?
It's bringing me back from a very uncomfortable place. I can just feel it like bringing me back, centering. That's what it is, centering. It's not that I'm going to, just lie in a puddle and eat bonbons or whatever, but a nourishing place. A place of release, releasing all those expectations and negativity and things that don't connect with my body, with my inner being. And I'm not going to buy into this heart thing, arrhythmia. That means out of rhythm, out of sync. Yeah, I am. I really am, because I bought into something I really don't think is real for me. And if it were an emergency, this guy would have sent me to the hospital to get the ER to get more tests. So I don't think that's true. And if I can just settle in with, you're okay. You're okay. It's got to do with rhythm, and it's got to do with gentleness, and it's got to do with nurturing. They're really, the body can detoxify itself. I have been eating